Hey guys, welcome to Judge Jodi. Oh boy, what a week it's been for Spurs. It's been a roller coaster. It has been an absolute roller coaster. But yeah, we'll get into that. Joining me tonight for another double rating show to break down both the Burnley and Leeds games, we have Colin from Talking Ball. Colin, I don't know.
Yeah. Talking Ball is the name of
Talking
the
Ball.
channel. Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. I had a slight accident yesterday, and you can maybe see the sling. Broke
What
my
happened?
broke my collarbone. But I'm not gonna let that hold me back. I've
You
never
broke your
been on judge.
collarbone.
Yes, snapped it clean. It's
Oh
pretty bad.
my goodness, Colin, that sounds horrific. And you're here, you're in the courtroom with us.
I'm here. I wouldn't miss it for anything. So
Oh, well, thank you for coming on. I
thank
hope you're
thank you so
okay.
much for having me. Yeah. Oh, it'll be okay. I'm good. No problem.
You're a very tough cookie there, aren't you?
Couple of weeks, I'll be back at it.
Bit of therapy talking about Spurs, I'm sure you'll be fine.
Yeah, see, exactly.
How other than the collarbone, how are things? What's
Uh,
your thoughts on everything this week?
ev- Everything's good. I mean that Leeds game was good.
Mhm.
You could say medicine, I guess, for the pain caused by the Burnley match. Um, it was nice. I feel like there might have been a big talk. Conte might have given the players
Yeah.
quite a talking to because they all came out. I understand that it was Leeds. I feel like we have to take that into
Mhm.
consideration. The fact that they don't really defend per se too much, but really it looked like everybody knew their role. Everybody played their role, well. I
Yeah.
don't know. I was happy, and as for Conte's comments that have everybody worked up, I think he's just a passionate Italian man who,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah, definitely. I know. It did have everyone a little bit worried, didn't it, I think? But
yeah,
everyone, that's what he's like. You
yeah,
gotta like, yeah, that's what Conte does. He's not gonna just throw his tools down. I think he just, obviously likes to win, and he wants his players to have the same mentality as him, and it's very frustrating when that doesn't happen. So,
yeah, absolutely.
uh,
This guy's, I mean, he's shown what he can do. I think that he maybe expected the situation to be a little bit different at Spurs, but I
yeah,
think that I don't think he is the type to give up
yeah,
on a project right away. You know what I mean? I think
mhm,
it would look bad on him. He's got such a
yeah,
squeaky clean like CV.
yeah.
I don't think he would want to damage that. So I think he's
No,
here for a good
definitely.
while.
No, I agree. I think, and if he can turn things around for us at Spurs, imagine, what that will do for him as well. So yeah, no, I agree. And yeah, I think yesterday's game, yeah, it's like I said, it's a roller coaster. It's what Spurs do. They suck you back in after they've really upset you and depressed you for like 3 days. So yeah, I mean, I was a little bit worried. I think after we'd sort of scored the first couple of goals, I think we kind of looked that we'd pumped off the brakes a little bit, and I think that's what
I
we
noticed
do.
that as well. Yeah, like
Yeah,
we were ready to sit back and kind of and defend.
it's a bit
Uh,
worrying, I think, though, at times because if you get that sort of habit of doing that, then it's just I think we're
and it
very
also I think reminds us all back of the Jose days we're all
yeah.
trying to forget. So
Hmm.
that's
Yeah,
not the Spurs way. We're not a sit back and defend kind of a team,
we're
and I
not.
honestly think
No.
that with the way that we play and the players that we have, some consistent offensive pressure is the best form of defense. Really, is keep the ball out of our half.
Yeah, and nice to see some goals coming from different places as well,
You
right?
are 100% correct. Yes, I was going to say that. It's nice when it's not just the Kane and Son show. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah, it's what we need. It's what we need to get more of. So hopefully.
you are correct.
Um, Colin, before we get into the show, I think people want to know what's your pre-game superstition if you have one. I like
Ooh,
to ask
okay.
people.
Yeah. Well, I have a every year I get a new kit, and I wear it until like for every match until we lose in it. Um, and then I just move on to I've got some retro kits. I've got but I just try to find that season's kit that works for me. I'm a firm believer though that if I'm wearing it and we lose a match, that I can't wear that same one again for the rest of the season. So I'm but I've got a great collection, so I'm never really without one. But yeah, if we lose and I'm wearing a certain kit, I won't wear it again
Won't wear it
until.
again. Oh.
Yeah.
Wow, you must have a big wardrobe full then.
Well, I mean,
Respect.
the next season it kind of restarts, but
Yeah.
oh, we
Cool.
got yeah.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say we got a few people in the comments here. Just want to give a shout out. Sean, how you doing, Sean? Good to see you. I think you're saying you're missing your chance to give Winksy all your love today. I think you'll be back. Don't worry, Sean. You'll have that chance very soon, I'm sure. Eddie Ryan wants to know who we would prefer, Diaz or Kulu. I mean, I'll
That's
hand
tough.
that to you, Colin.
Well, well, just for the fact that he wanted to come to Spurs, let's just say Kulu. I mean,
Yeah.
his output's been similar to Diaz, and he wanted to come here. This was his choice.
Hmm.
He wasn't swayed by a bigger team, and that goes a long way for me. A player wanting to be at Spurs. So
Yeah. I might have to back you on that. I mean, I was very upset when Diaz went to Liverpool, and
same, and I still am. He's quite the player. I mean,
he's
he's looked like he's gonna step in great for when either
yeah,
Salah or Mane have to eventually hang it up.
he's really fit in well, hasn't he, since he's been there?
Yeah,
And
he's
even
a Liverpool
tonight,
type of player, honestly. Like
yeah,
it makes a lot of sense for him to go there, and I get it from his point of view. Honestly, I mean, the
yeah,
system they play is perfect for him.
yeah,
So,
agree. But we have to stick by the people who want to be with us. So I'm going to go Kulu as well.
and I'm a fellow ginger, so I can
Oh, there you
appreciate.
go.
We're
One
ginger
love
brothers.
there.
Yeah.
Reload XXXXX. Thanks for being here. Why is Colin's camera quality not talk shite like normal? It's weird. Yeah. Well, Colin, you wanna give your
Um,
view on that?
yeah, so, I bought the camera that I use, I purchased, and it was supposed to be like a wide angle HD webcam, and I usually use it, and today I'm just using the one on my laptop, and the one on the
It's good.
laptop's better. So, yeah,
Looks really good.
yeah. There's your answer, yeah.
There's your answer. Thanks, Reload. And Aaron, Colin, my brother, give Doherty a 9, or I'm never talking to you again.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. And I think with that, I think we're ready to let's head into the courtroom, Colin, because we have
Let's
a
do
lot
it,
of
yeah.
players to get through tonight. We're doing a double rating show for people who've just joined us. Let me just put this into big screen so everybody can see. And we are not on Eric Dyer, so a little bit of technical difficulties, but bear with me. Right, so we're going to start off with Larice as always. All right, let's go for it, Colin. What are we saying? So, just for people who are listening in, Colin's given Hugo a 6 for Burnley and a 7 for Leeds. I've actually given him a 6 for Burnley and a 5 for Leeds. Colin, any thoughts
Yeah.
on that at all?
I understand your 5. I think you docked points, as we were talking a
You
little
know
bit
why,
earlier
right?
for when they're coming out of goal and the clearance that went right
Getting a little
off of
bit
the.
bored, getting a little bit bored and wanting to do something.
Yeah, he thought he was Manuel Neuer or something, and
Yeah,
was coming out and didn't quite work out for him. He went to ground and almost got the player. Would have been a sending off, I think, in that scenario.
yeah,
But we ended up clearing it off the line. It was beautiful. It wasn't even a clear off the line, really. It was just Davis coming in out of nowhere and
yeah.
throwing his body in front of it, which was awesome, and it was really good to see. But
Yeah,
I just thought that he was strong. He was commanding. He was a
mhm,
little bit more commanding on corners, I thought, than usual yesterday.
mhm,
That's not like his strong suit, but he grabbed quite a few out of the air, and I was happy to see that. Anytime we know he's a good shot stopper, so
yeah,
anytime that he goes above and beyond and commanding the defense, then I know that he's and his area, then I know that he gets a couple extra points from me for those matches.
fair enough, fair enough. I mean, to be honest, I think he was okay against Burnley. It wasn't a good game overall, really, was it, for us? But, I don't think he could have done anything about the goal, really. To be honest with you, I actually think it was the wind that pushed that goal
Yeah,
It
yeah,
was a very
Burnley.
windy evening.
They're a tough team to play. I mean, they're a very tough
Right?
team to play at home. They're
Yeah,
used to those conditions. You know,
yeah,
they're training in them all the time, and
yeah.
we just didn't look up to the fight.
I don't think we played terribly that night. I honestly
No,
don't think we
we
did.
had
We
chances. We
had
had a lot of
chances.
chances.
Anyone could have won that game, I think, and I think we were unlucky with the fact that the goal went in, and I don't think it was the Reese's fault. So, I've given him a 6 for that one, and then yeah, like you say, unfortunately, I've had to mark him down for the coming off the line there. I don't know. I think he could have cost us the game if he'd have got sent off for that. So for me, it's a 5, but I agree he did make some good saves. But yeah, 5 for me for yesterday.
Yeah.
I think Henry's saying 5 as well for Lloris. I'm not sure if you're talking about Burnley or Leeds, but yeah, we'll go with yesterday's game. You're gonna match me there, Henry. Right, let's move on. We're gonna move on to Romero. So Colin, you've given him a 6 for Burnley and 8 for Leeds. I've given him a 6 for Burnley and a 7 for Leeds. Any initial thoughts from yourself?
No, I mean, we're looking at better teams since Romero's been back in it.
Yeah,
He definitely strengthens that back line, makes other players feel more comfortable. I think because they know his quality. You know, and he's not, and we'll get to him. He's not Eric Dyer. He's not marshaling the back line or anything, but he's aggressive. You know, I like that he likes to come out and attack people for the ball. I like that he's not afraid to bomb up the pitch sometimes
yeah,
with the ball at his feet, and I'm sure he's being instructed to do that. But it's worked out pretty nicely and created some chances against Leeds yesterday for sure. Just in that Burnley match, though, I feel like nobody was really 100% on. We let that the
mm,
surface kind of we kind of let the surface get to us. I think I just think as a whole the team wasn't quite clicking against
yeah.
Burnley. And so,
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think, yeah, I think he couldn't stop me. I think he was, me was pretty strong on Wednesday.
yeah, no,
But
very very true.
yeah, yeah,
And,
I
that, and
think
that's just and that's just Burnley. I mean, that's just the
that's just
Burnley.
Burnley.
We knew that was going to happen.
Yeah,
We knew we would be in for a scrap, and that's why I was glad that we started Bentancur in the midfield and not Winks for that particular match.
mhm, yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. No, I agree with you on that. Yeah, I mean, 7 for Leeds for me. I think he had a really good game. Don't get me wrong. A 7's not a bad score. I think I've just given higher scores for players who may have, done other
Yeah.
things. But
Right. Right. Contributed a little bit more,
yeah,
maybe.
exactly. But I think he played really well for us, and I think Romero is such an important player for us. When he was injured, I think we all kind of just yeah, it was a very depressing time
Yeah.
without Romero.
We almost forgot how good he was. I think
Yeah, we
in his
forgot
time
about
off
him.
injured. Yeah. He comes back and
Yeah,
we're like, oh my gosh, this guy's
yeah. Where
this
have you
world
been?
class.
Yeah, he's amazing. I'm so lucky. Glad that we've got him. But yeah, I think
Yes.
he played really well. No complaints from me.
Yeah. I'll agree.
Um, Let's move on. We got Eric Dyer. I think same scores again. So you've given him a 7 and an 8. I've given him a 6 and a 7. Any initial thoughts from
Um,
yourself?
Boy, did I never think that I would say I'm so glad that we have Eric Dyer back.
I know.
You know,
The
we
amount of times I've actually said that on this show now that I didn't think I
uh,
would ever say that before. But yeah.
yeah, and I don't think anybody did. We were all kind of the wanting him to be sold in the summer camp.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, he's here, he's back, he's marshaling that back line. I think that it must be his ability to speak multiple languages. I think too
Yeah.
that helps tie things together.
Mhm.
Um,
I
but
think
yeah,
so. I think
it's
I think as well I've said like many times it's his leadership qualities for me. I think we need, someone in that back line because I don't think Romero has it, yet, and Davies doesn't have it yet.
right. And if Davies
So
doesn't have it yet, then it's never coming.
yeah,
How long has he been here? 7 years.
I think
So
so. Yeah.
yeah,
So I think that's another thing for me is that he's always, most of the time shouting orders and stuff, and really kind of pulling
and
the
that's
team
important.
together.
We've seen how we play without him shouting those orders around, and everybody looks
Exactly.
lost.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I think sometimes, yeah, exactly right. If we don't have Dyer on the pitch, you can definitely tell that people are kind of running off and doing their own thing, and yeah, it's definitely not good. What is Aaron saying? Oi, oi. What are you saying there, Aaron? Oi, oi. I said it live on Irish Hotspur 6 months ago. You gotta love Dyer, the big nugget. Okay, I've got to go
I
back and
mean,
rewatch that.
yeah, yeah, he always has been. I'll stand by him. He always has been an advocate for Eric Dyer, even when other people were slamming him. So he's telling the truth. He's right.
Yeah,
You called
no.
it.
You got it. All right, let's move on to Ben Davies, shall we? I think you've given him a 6 and said, well, we're matching 6 and 7.5 all round.
Hey,
Um, I think, yeah, I think on Wednesday night he did okay as well. I
yeah, I
think,
just gave out a lot of sixes for that
yeah,
performance. One because I've tried really hard to forget it, and
yeah,
so
no,
six is kind of my default.
yeah,
But two, just because I mean we lost against Burnley, and I know that happens. I know that, but what was this like their third win of the season or something? It was
yeah,
not not
something bad like
not
that.
cool, not
Yeah.
good. And so I think all the players deserve to have a little bit of a cut on their rating just for that fact alone.
Yeah. No, I agree. And then 7.5, I think, I think he was doing a really good job on the left side. I think he was helping Sess
Yeah,
out quite a lot there.
definitely, and that goes unnoticed. I think sometimes.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And I actually I probably should have bumped him up to an 8 just for that block that he made to whenever Lloris went on his little adventure and was out of goal, and they had the whole net, the entire open goal to shoot at, and that guy just took so long to sort his feet out that it let
Yeah, yeah.
Ben Davis kind of get in. And you see, I was watching on TV and you see just completely like out of frame, just
Yeah.
running
Yeah,
through and putting
yeah.
his body on the line. And yeah, that might honestly,
You're gonna
I
bump him
probably should
up?
have given him an 8. Yeah, let's give him an 8 just because
Give
of
him
that.
an 8. Yeah, I think he did really well as well. And then I think like I gave him an extra half a point for that sliding block that saved Lloris. For me, like it was actually really, you know what? Let's all give him an 8.
Yeah, yeah. I
I
mean,
think he
under
did really
Conte,
well.
he's looked great since Conte came in, and I knew, for one, just because of how we spend in January, but I knew that he was going to be our starting leftmost center back for the remainder of the season, just because what other options do we have, and he's been doing so well since Conte
Hmm.
came in. We got to
Yeah,
remember
he
he plays
has.
that position for Wales.
Yeah,
He just looks comfy over there, and it's I like it a lot.
yeah, I agree. I agree. And I just want to give a shout out to Marlon, who's in the comments here. First time I've seen you on the show, Marlon. How
What's
you
up,
doing,
Marlon?
buddy? Good to see you in the courtroom. But yeah, you're talking about Dyer saying he's 100% a key Spurs defender. In a three is great. Yeah, definitely agree with that.
A 3 definitely helps cover up his deficiencies and highlight his strengths. You're definitely
Yep.
right, man. I agree completely.
100%. All right, let's move on, shall we? We're going to move on to Emerson Royal. Just so people are aware, we know he didn't start yesterday. This is for Burnley. Unfortunately, we have to go back to Wednesday. We want to forget about it, but we can't
We'd love
because
to.
we gotta do what we gotta do. Emerson, yeah, yeah, I know. Colin, you've given him a 5. I've given him a 4. I'm
I think I
sorry.
might just be a I might be kind of just a generous guy, but we all see him working. We see him busting, getting up and down the pitch. And so I think that's what I gave him the 5 for, was just that his work rate is there, and it might just honestly be that this man isn't talented enough, and that's not necessarily a person's fault if they're training as hard as they can, if they're playing as hard as they can, and work.
Yeah,
So maybe it's not going to work out, but at least he's not playing like Tanji. He's not pulling in Ndombele looking lazy, looking disinterested.
yeah.
He
He's
really
he's putting the effort in, isn't he?
yeah, yeah.
Unfortunately, it's not really coming off for him.
Up to the standard that we would hope. Yeah,
No, definitely not, and not up to the standard I think Conte would want.
as evidenced by seeing Matt Doherty playing.
Yeah,
More.
yeah. Hopefully, if Matt Doherty's coming back and improving at Spurs under Conte, maybe Emerson's got some hope there. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good point too, and it's always good. I mean,
Never say never.
competition's always great.
Yeah.
So yeah, who knows? Who knows what could happen?
I
He's a
think
young
what
man.
He's young, that's the thing. I think to his credit, this isn't a good thing, but I remember one really good cross that he did on Wednesday night, and I was like, "Oh my god, that was a good cross." I don't know if anybody remembers that. I think it was just before he came off. There was one, and I was like, "Oh wow, this guy actually can kick a ball." But yeah, one is not good enough.
No, no,
So
no.
four, it's a four for me. I'm moving on. I'm moving on. Matt Doherty. This is for the Leeds game, just so people are aware as well. I'm not rating the subs. I know people played 2 games, but we just don't have time. We don't have time when we're doing two games. So this is for Leeds. Colin, you've given him a 9. I've given him an
And this was
8.5.
before Aaron told me to do it too, just so that
Yeah.
everyone knows.
Oh yeah. There you go,
We picked
Aaron.
these out before the show started. So Aaron, this had nothing to do with you. But we're just on the same page.
What's he saying? Aaron's saying, tell Tiago he has to call Doherty Dohertinho from now on. Okay.
Perfect, perfect. I
All
don't know
right
if you know
now.
Tiago is the co-host of my Talking
I
Ball
know.
channel.
Yep, yep.
Okay,
I do.
yeah, yeah,
I do. I do. Big up to Tiago. And then
yes.
a 9. Love you, Colin. Yeah, sorry, Aaron. I mean, 8.5 is not bad. The guy got a goal and
No,
an
that's a
assist.
great score.
To be honest, an 8.5 is a 9 in my eyes. Really, it really is. The guy did
You're,
so well.
if you're rounding, yeah,
If you're
point
rounding
five
up, I'm
rounds up
rounding
to it.
up.
Right. Yeah.
But to score a goal and an assist, that was a madness from him. I think
Well,
yesterday.
yeah.
And then
Honestly,
nearly
I hope
set
it's
us up
just he
as
did,
well.
and I hope it's the
Yeah.
beginning of a lot for of we know that at Wolves he was offensively, he contributed a lot, and we
Yes.
haven't really
Yeah.
seen that for Spurs,
Yeah.
and so I'm hoping that after this, then we might start seeing more.
I
That's
hope
the
so.
dream, right?
Yeah. I mean, he's played a couple of good games now under Conte, hasn't he?
Yeah, as long as we don't
So
shoehorn him onto the left. I don't think that he likes playing over there. I don't like him playing over
yeah.
there. But
Yeah.
on the right, he looks a different player. So
Yep. All good. All good. Let's go into Sessignon then. Colin, you've given him a 5. Well, we're matching again. 5 and an 8 all round. Um, yeah, I mean, I think we've said it kind of. We don't want to relive Burnley, but we are. 5 isn't. It's not like a bad score. It's just an average score. It's kind of like your leveling out score for me.
yeah, and I agree completely. He just didn't. That was a hard match. None of our players really
Mhm.
shined.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think definitely improved in the Leeds game as we saw. He got an assist for us, so that was amazing. He's like set up Doherty for his goal as well. I think he helped with the third goal as well. Like he was really like on it yesterday. There was a lot of action.
It almost
Um,
seems like he knows that this is his chance to maybe nail down a
mhm.
spot while
Yeah,
Reggie's out with whatever has him out. But I
yeah,
think Sessegnon sees that he's got a chance to make a name for himself
yeah.
and claim that spot.
Yeah, and he's doing really well with it. I mean, to be honest, I was really was it the Wolves game where he got taken off like after 28 minutes or whatever?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, that really broke my heart. But obviously it wasn't because of his performance. It was just a
No,
tactical
some
decision.
tactical.
Yeah.
Right.
But I'd hoped that hadn't kind of knocked his confidence a little bit, but I guess he's a grown man. He knows what that means. And it definitely hasn't done that for me. So, yeah,
Yeah.
he's looking really good. Let's keep
Agreed.
it up. Let's keep it up, Cess.
The
We're gonna move
Viking.
the Viking. Let's move on to the Viking. Pierre-Emile Højbjerg,
You
5s
copying?
and
Are you copying
7s.
my scores?
Someone's copying here. Someone's copying here, and it ain't me.
I have
Um,
nothing to say, as Jose Mourinho would say.
but yeah, I think it's the 5s. I mean, we don't really need to go too much into that. I think we've kind of said it. It was just the match, really. I think the midfield was struggling when Bentancur came off. I think we all could see that as well. I think he was doing well with Burnley's pressure, as he does, as the Viking does against kind of, that's his sort of. That's what we love about him, isn't it? He's kind of,
Yeah, not afraid to go in for a tackle,
yeah,
not afraid to fight for the ball, not afraid. Absolutely, yeah. He's the exact midfielder you would want against a Burnley side, at
yeah,
least for me. Yeah.
yeah. And then Leeds, yeah, I mean, much better day. I think everyone, it was a much better day for everyone. It seems to be the way with Spurs, isn't it? We're either all playing
Well,
really bad or all playing really well.
and it also it just Leeds are the type of team that'll come out and attack, and we play so much better against those types of teams. That's why we get, I think, results versus City. That's why we get is
Hmm.
because if a team will come out and play, and try to attack us, we can usually cope and turn on the old counterattacks, or at least take advantage of turnovers and get down the field and
Hmm.
be clinical in front of goal. When teams sit back, that's when we really struggle, and we have since
Yes.
the Gareth Bale days whenever it was just give Gareth the ball and pray, because
Yeah.
that led to everyone else kind of losing their creative spark, and
Hmm.
things have kind of fallen apart since then. And so
Yeah.
yeah, I don't really know where I was going with that, except for maybe we do need Bale back next season to help us break down
Oh,
those minnows.
oh, I don't know. I don't know, man. Third time lucky. I mean,
I think
what?
he was so good. I think he was great
Yeah.
on his last stint with us, the little season long loan,
Hmm.
um,
Yeah, he did really
and
well.
so many goals against teams. And everyone says, "Oh, he only scored against the small teams." Those are the ones that we struggle
They're
to
the ones
score
we need.
against.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
so
Yeah, yeah.
I'd be okay with it.
And right now, who's turning away any kind of goal at the moment? Like we need any kind of goal coming at us.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say no. I just, you know, yeah, we'll have to see. I don't have the powers to make that decision. So yeah, I mean, if he comes in and he get us bags us a few goals, then I'm not going to complain.
Oh yeah, not at all. And the fans in the stadium would love it.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. But going back to Pierre, I think when I was saying earlier about the fact that we kind of pumped off the brakes a little bit, I think Pierre was kind of one of the only ones that was like helping us yesterday in terms of like shouting orders and stuff and getting people to kind of to pick things up, and that's also another really good trait I think that he has, along with
Oh
Dyer
yeah,
and Hugo. I think Pierre's really like another one for us that does that. So
captain material, to be honest.
yeah, yeah.
And I think Pep Guardiola even saw such potential in him at such a young age, whenever he was at Bayern. And yeah, I mean
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
definitely got it. He's definitely got the talent and the attitude for me. So
Mhm. I agree with you. All right, let's move on. Rodrigo Bentancur obviously didn't play yesterday. This is for the Burnley game. You've given him a 6. I've given him a 5. You want to go?
yeah, 5 was going to be my initial score for him as well, and then I remembered him playing through that
Yeah.
injury where his knee looked like it like literally went
Oh, it looked
sideways.
horrible, didn't it? Oh,
It was god
that was
awful. And so
not.
yeah, and I was so surprised to see him get back up, and I
Mm,
bet, and after breaking my collarbone yesterday, I'm sure
yeah,
there was
you felt it.
a lot of adrenaline, because I didn't mine didn't hurt at all to begin with. And so I think the
Hmm.
adrenaline is what allowed him to kind of play through that injury for a while, and
Yeah.
he was eventually forced off. I also think, and I saw this from some wonderful people at Shelf Side Spurs, another great channel everybody should check out, but that I think part of why Conte freaked out so bad in that post-match interview was that he had learned about Bentancur's injury and the severity, and
Mm,
learned that he wouldn't have him for a couple weeks. That's what
mm,
we kind of postulated, that might have been part of what upset Conte so much, because it's sad that within such a short amount of time, Bentancur's become a key figure in the midfield.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. We we need him. We need him just as much as we need, Romero, as much as we need kind of our key players. So yeah, I think I agree. And I think, I gave him a 5 because I didn't feel like he had enough time to warrant getting any higher score, and the fact that the game kind of played out the way it did. But, you are right there in terms of the fact that he did play through an injury, and I think he does deserve extra points for that. So yeah, I'd bump him up if I had a second chance. Aaron, you're saying you broke your collarbone. Colin, man, I told you were too old for skateboarding these days.
you are correct, Aaron. I
Yeah.
will send you a picture of the X-ray. It is gross. Go for a consult tomorrow,
Ugh.
the ortho consult, and hopefully not gonna need surgery. Fingers crossed. But yeah, it's
The
nasty.
guys The guy's here with me as well, Aaron. Can you imagine? You should be resting.
Uh,
I'm very pleased you made it. So
so
thank you
glad to
very
be
much for
here.
being
Yeah, I've wanted to be on this show for a long time, so
Oh, dude.
this is great.
Right. Well, we need to move on. We're going on to Sean Hurl's favorite, Winksy, Mr.
Winky.
Winky. Winksy Winky. Yeah, you've given him a 7. I've given him a 7.5. I think he did really well against Leeds press,
I
for
do, yeah.
Winks. I know he gets a lot of stick, does Winks, but I think he coped really well yesterday. And
Agreed, agreed.
I was probably guilty of when I saw him on the starting lineup that obviously we didn't have anyone else. It's to be expected that he would come in, but it was always a bit like, oh God, up against Leeds, Winks, really. But he did really well. And then that ball to Sess, I think, in the lead up to the first goal was really, really good, which is why I think I gave him a 7.5. But
He did a good job at finding space, and Leeds, to be fair, left a lot of space in behind, but I think he did a pretty good job at exploiting it and finding people and
Mhm.
picking his head up and making some forward passes, which we don't always get from Sir Harold Winks.
So
So
Harold winks a lot.
yes, yeah,
Yeah, no, I agree. No, he did well. I mean, there's not too
yeah.
much more to say
And
about him, but
he's looking better. He's looking a better player under Conte. He's
yeah.
um I just don't think that he was given a lot of freedom under some previous managers.
Mm,
His role was just to make sure he didn't give the ball away.
yeah.
Whereas now I feel like he's got permission to, maybe attempt some more forward passes, some more riskier passes than he could, under
Mhm.
Jose, for example. And I think it suits his game. So hopefully we see more of these types of ratings out of him.
Yeah, that's a good point actually. But yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I think if anyone can get the best out of Winks, then let's do it. We need to get the best out of the players that we have, and yeah, I think they've definitely all, well, not all, but majority of them have improved. I think under Conte, and yeah, I think Winks is definitely one of them. Moving on to our forwards then, Dejan Kulusevski, Deki,
Yeah, no,
Deki,
Decky, good
Deki,
old
bro.
Decky.
What are we saying about good old Deki?
Oh,
Uh,
I mean, he's
oh yeah,
yeah,
6 and an 8, 6 and an 8. Yeah.
man. And I think his six is just sadly down to that team performance against
Mhm.
Burnley.
Yep.
But man alive, can he show what is it? So it's 2 goals in 3 matches for him.
Yeah.
And it
Yep.
was there an assist? Is there an assist in there too, or am I losing my mind? I think I might.
I think he got an assist in the Man City game
Yeah,
potentially. I don't know.
yeah.
Someone correct me, but I think he did. Yeah.
I think you're right. And
Yeah.
when's the last time that we've had a forward player that we picked up, just walk into the team like this
I
and
know. It's
make
really
a difference?
exciting to see.
It's
Yeah. It's
awesome. Yeah,
Yeah. And again, it's like it's like what we said earlier, it's getting goals, out of players that we normally wouldn't. I mean, obviously Mora does get the odd goal every now and then, every once in a blue moon for us. But I think the fact that, like you said, Kulu's come in and he's just taken it on board and he's getting, goals and assists and stuff straight off the bat for us. I think it's really exciting to see that we can yeah, we can hopefully get more from those front guys. So yeah, it's really good.
definitely agree. Hard agree. And I mean, like you said, once the goals start to spread around, I think that's the sign of a really good team.
Hmm.
We a really good team could cope with a Kane dry spell, a Sunny
Yeah,
dry spell, because there's other players that can score,
yeah,
and we're
yeah.
seeing our fullbacks getting involved. So that's awesome. I mean,
Hmm.
I'm sorry, wing backs, but you know what I meant.
Yeah,
We're seeing our
yeah.
wing backs getting involved, and I don't know. I'm excited for what the future holds. It just seems like we're moving away from being such a one dimensional team,
The Harry
and I love
Kane
that.
team.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, as much as it annoys us to hear that, we were kind of playing like that for a while, and
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's nice to be moving out of that direction.
Anytime Kane goes down on the ground, it's like, oh, that's it. That's our season done. And yeah,
Yeah,
maybe we're moving away from that. Let's
and
hope.
people are gonna think I'm crazy when I say this, and it was actually my mom who first said it to me. But I see some similarities in Kulu and Harry Kane. Actually, it must
Mhm.
just be their movements, the way they use their body to shield the ball.
Mhm.
They're both not
Yeah.
muscled off the ball easily. They've both got pretty good vision. And it's just also the fact that they're not fast. Either one of them is like particularly fast,
Mm.
but they've got that little bit of pace to get themselves a yard or two to get off that pass or the shot.
Mhm.
I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Kulu playing at that forward occasionally if Kane
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah.
I think that could happen.
It's a good shout, actually. And he swung back into right wing back as well during the Burnley
Yeah,
game.
he
So he's
what a trooper, what a champ. I mean, yeah,
yeah,
he's willing to do whatever he can to help the team.
yeah. What a team player, man.
Already.
He gets extra
Conte
points for that.
definitely, he should, and Conte, must just be good at getting players. They all seem like they'd run through a brick wall for him, at least the new
Yeah,
signings. And I
yeah.
mean, I know his name carries a lot of weight in Italy, and so these players that have been playing in Italy have they know
Yeah,
him well, I'm sure, and are
yeah.
proud to play for him, and that's something that we've needed at Spurs is a
Uh,
coach that kinda commands respect, and yeah, it's nice to
Definitely.
have that.
Definitely. No, I like to see it. We like to see it. So nice one, Decky. All right, Son. Sonny boy. 5 and a 9 and a 5 and an 8. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Technical
Just lost my
difficulties.
screen. Lost my screen. Yeah. I mean, you want to go?
Yeah, I mean,
Sonny.
okay, so Burnley, he was kind of anonymous,
Yeah.
as was
Mhm.
a lot of our team. They resolute defending from Burnley. They did a good job, but I was so impressed with him against Leeds yesterday. Just for one, just the way he took that ball down from Kane with his thigh, took it down off his thigh,
Yeah.
didn't even break stride.
Yeah.
And then coolly put that goal away, and he knew what that goal meant. He knew what that
Yeah.
meant at the time, and he didn't let the pressure or the occasion or anything get to him. He knew they were about to break their record. He Once the ball fell to him, I don't think there was any doubt in his mind that it would end up in the back of the net. That cool confidence is something you love to see. I can't believe we've held on to Sun for this long, and there haven't been other teams just
Yeah.
trying to pry him off our hands. But we're lucky in that he seems to love it here, and I
He
mean
does,
he's
doesn't he? Like,
yeah
that's the thing I love about Son, and, like, people who've seen the show before will know that, I'm a pretty big fan of Son. I'm not gonna lie. But I think that's the thing I like about him the most is the fact that he does, seem to wanna play for Spurs. I mean, who knows? Maybe he's just putting it on because he's got a good salary. I don't know, but, like, it looks
yeah
to me like he wants to be at Spurs.
I think
And
so, and I think he is happy that we allowed him to go and play in the it was the Olympics, right, or Asian Games, I can't
yeah,
remember, but to
the Olympics, I think it was.
yeah, to
Yeah.
get him his exemption from military service. His previous
Yeah.
team,
Yeah.
Bayer Leverkusen, I think, wouldn't let him do that, and so
Yeah.
we've effectively kind of given him a couple more years of his career to have a
Yeah.
career, and so I
Yeah.
think that he's thankful for that, and he's come a long way since he's joined Spurs, and
Yeah.
so I think he's happy with his growth. He's happy with the team's growth, and he
Mhm.
really wants to win something with Spurs. You can tell. So
Yeah. Do
fingers
you
crossed.
do you think that because I don't want to obviously get into the Kane stuff. We've been there, done that, but in the Kane stuff in the summer, and do you think that maybe Son had thought that he was going to be top dog, and Harry was going to leave? That was kind of my thinking. Um,
Maybe, but
Maybe
to
why he
me,
sort of has been a bit off, kind of in the
oh,
first half of the season. Maybe I don't know.
interesting. I don't know. I had never considered that. I did though. Think that he was kind of angry with Harry. It seemed like there was their
Mm,
telepathic,
feud.
you know,
Yeah.
their telepathic communications or whatever wasn't really working out. For the
Yeah.
beginning of the season, they weren't connecting. They weren't finding each other, and I thought some of that might have been down to just Sonny being like, "Come on, man, uh, I'm here. I'm giving this my all, and you're ready to just give up. What's this all about?"
It could be,
So
yeah, yeah. We don't know.
who
No, none of us
who
will know.
knows,
No
right?
one knows. It
Until
seems
somebody
like
writes a book.
until someone writes. That's right, exactly. But like, I mean, they look fine now, don't they?
Yeah,
To me,
that hug after the
tweeting as
goal
well.
yesterday.
Harry's tweeting
Yes,
with beautiful photos of them together. So I think the bromance is back. We can
thank
all
God we needed
rest
it.
and relax.
Yeah.
They're firing again. Everything. The world is a better place. We're more complete that these guys are back on
I
it.
sleep better at night knowing that, knowing the partnership's back.
Also me. Right, let's move on. We're going to move on to Harry.
The one
Harry
and only.
Kane. Harry Kane, what have we said? So 5 and a 9.5 and a 6 and a 9.
Yup. And I was probably being a little harsh in the Burnley match, but yeah, five for me. And that match
Yeah,
just really sucked.
I think you were kind of going down the sort of not giving everyone the kind of same score, really, weren't you?
I was, yeah,
In
yeah,
terms of that one, I think I gave him a bit of a higher one, not very much higher, but a point up, just because I think he looked the most lively, really. Um,
yeah. And he's always good at still. He's still when needed will drop deep, hold the ball up well. Um,
yeah, and he had 3 chances as well, but unfortunately none were on target. So that wasn't great, but he was trying.
right. Yeah, yeah.
Um,
He definitely.
I
He,
think
he
it
did
was
look
a
like his head dropped a little bit, maybe. Um,
yeah, yeah, that's
but
true. Yeah,
but
I
that's
think
possible for that not to happen sometimes.
yeah, and it was raining, and it was windy, and it was horrible conditions.
Yes, absolutely right.
And I think it must have been. I mean, I'm sure the whole team were just absolutely like unhappy on Wednesday night, but I think Harry Kane must have been probably like one of the most frustrated, angry, and annoyed people, I think, after Conte, I would say. So, yeah. And I mean, he turned it all around. The team turned it around for him yesterday. What a player for me. Gave him a 9, probably could have given him a 9.5, maybe even a 10. I mean, maybe that's a little bit too harsh, but he gave us a goal and an assist. So,
And they were
you know,
both beautiful,
they were
absolutely beautiful.
amazing. They were
That
amazing,
goal
weren't
that
they?
goal was something that I don't think many strikers would have been able to put away like that.
And he was setting up so many chances for others as well yesterday.
Yes, yes. All it
Um,
takes is a quick glance upfield, and he can see runs. He knows exactly how much weight to put on the ball. I mean, he's got an incredible footballing brain. Incredible.
He does. He really does. Again, we're so blessed to have him, I think. I was I think everyone's the same. You get frustrated, and I think, the fact that he just wasn't showing up for us in the first half of the
Oh
season
yeah, that didn't
and
help things. And I'll admit, I'm a fickle fan, and I was
yeah,
very angry. I was very
guilty.
angry with the summer stuff, but as soon as he started
Guilty.
scoring again, I'm cool with him now.
Yeah, yeah. Just score some goals and we'll all be happy.
And score some goals and smile and look like you want to be here.
Look like you wanna be there. That was the thing I think that got me the most, is the fact that I think the first
He
half of the
sulked
season as
around like a
well,
little baby.
it was yeah, it wasn't great. He clearly, to me, looked like he didn't wanna be there, but I think he's turning it around a little bit, and obviously it's showing with the goals and stuff that he's scoring. Aaron's saying, which going back to Sonny here, he's saying that the Asian Games, Sonny was due to serve 21 months but served 6 weeks. Apparently, he was a crack shot with a gun.
Yeah, supposedly he got like top uh rank or whatever in all of like almost all of the drills they did. So they probably would
Oh.
have liked to keep him for the military, but we wanted to keep him worse. So
We want him. He's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. He's staying with
no,
us.
no, no, no.
No, no, no. But yeah, yesterday's game, amazing. Anything more? Anything? I mean, obviously, I didn't put the subs in, but are there any other performances that we don't have on here you want to talk about at all? Anyone that?
No one
No
particularly
pressure.
stands out. No,
No,
I mean, yeah, no one
I
particularly
don't
stands
have
out. But I
anyone
do want to
really.
say with Kane, have you ever seen, or at least at Spurs, and definitely not in the time that I've been watching, a more complete center forward than Harry Kane? I mean, he can play a 9, he can play the 10.
Yeah.
Um, we've he's he,
No.
we're incredibly lucky to have him as
Oh,
our striker.
definitely. He is just, phenomenal, I think, and, like, I think now that, like we were saying, now that his headspace is hopefully back in a better spot, I'm hoping we're gonna see him banging out goals pretty much every game for us now.
Yeah,
But,
same. And I don't think that's asking too much. I think we'll see a
well,
lot
he
more.
should be, shouldn't he? So
He really should. He really should. He really should.
alright then, Colin, we're gonna move on to crime of the week. Da, 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 da. I need, like, some sound
I would
bites for
say
this.
I like that music though. That was good. That was good.
Right. So, I mean, it's probably no surprise. Crime of the week this week. There wasn't a lot going on, but it was the Burnley match, man. For me, I think it's the fact that, look, for me, here's the deal, right? To win trophies and to get any chance of getting into top four, the players need to do better, right? They need the winning mentality. I think Conte clearly showed his aggression on Wednesday night and his frustration with the fact that we're not consistent. We don't have any kind of consistency when it comes to games. These guys want to show up, prime time match of the day on a Sunday against Man City and play the game of their lives. And then, on a cold, windy, rainy Wednesday night in Burnley, you have that kind of performance. Like you should be showing up like you did against Man City every single game for me. And they didn't do that. And that was probably why Conte was so frustrated. So for me, that's a crime. That is a crime. What do you think,
I,
Colin?
I I agree, but at the same time, it's just a totally different thing playing against a team like City and a team like Burnley. Just with the,
Doesn't
you know
matter.
what I mean.
Doesn't matter.
I just think that maybe lining up with the exact same lineup for both games wasn't,
That's true.
you know what I mean. Maybe that
Yeah.
wasn't the best option,
Yeah.
and maybe playing the new players who hadn't had the pleasure of playing a match in Burnley in the wind and the rain.
On a
Maybe
rainy
that
Wednesday.
maybe that wasn't the best idea either. But then again, hindsight's 2020. Conte knows more than me.
Yeah.
But I just think that yeah, I mean, Burnley's a hard team to break down. They
They
really
are.
they are, and they have been, and they've made that uh their 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 style, if you want to say,
Yeah.
for a long time now. And it, I just think honestly that it was unlucky. Teams drop points. United just dropped points yesterday against
Mhm.
Watford, which is
Again,
which is
to
awesome.
Watford.
Right, which is awesome for us though in the race for top four.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Amazing.
it definitely it is a crime of the week. I will agree with you, but I don't think that it is like a crime punishable by death
Not a
or anything.
lockup. No.
Yeah, no,
Just a
no, no.
slap across the wrist. Not
Yeah,
not an
maybe a
actual.
fine, a week's wages, maybe. But
Wow. Okay. 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 Well, that's fine. Anybody else in the comments, please give your thoughts and if you think that this deserves a harsher penalty or just a bit of a lighter one. Maybe a couple of parking fines or something.
yeah, no lashings, no
No
lashings for
lashings.
sure.
No.
But especially since they came back out against Leeds and made up for it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the thing. That's the thing.
Had
They
they
did
lost
make up.
against
But
Leeds
this is the
too, I
thing,
would be all
though.
for locking
This is
everybody
part of
up.
the crime, though. They can't be doing that. They can't be doing this roller coaster stuff. They got to be consistent.
Right, you're
If
right.
you
We
want to win
need
trophies, you got to be consistent. These guys don't want to
dare
win
dare I
trophies.
say dare I say Matt Doherty needs to start on the right for the bigger matches, and then save Emerson for the for the I don't want to say less important, but maybe quote unquote easier matches. And I know there won't be many easy matches. We're playing against a bunch of teams that are fighting against relegation or
Hmm.
fighting for the top four, and so not going to be very many easy games from here on out. But I think
Nope.
that I think that if we need someone that's more defensively sound, that Matt is the
Matt's the
better
man.
choice. Matt the man.
Matt is the man. Well, that's what I was going to say about next games. We have, what is it, Middlesbrough on Tuesday night in the FA
Hmm.
Cup, and then we've got Everton. And then who's after Everton? Is it Man U after Everton? I'm
Yeah,
not sure.
it is.
I think I
I
might be wrong
believe
there.
I believe it is. If not, then they're the one match after that. I know that they're coming up. I just don't know if there's one between Everton and Man U or not. I can't remember.
Yeah, could be.
But for
But
Middlesbrough, what would
yeah,
you
what are you
do?
thinking?
Uh,
What would I do?
I
It's
don't want to
tough.
see Dane Scarlett. I know that sounds really harsh, but
Yeah.
I don't want to
I, f-
see Dane.
I have a feeling that we may see some of those cats on Tuesday, just because of the bench yesterday. Don't you think our bench was looking pretty like looking like what might be going down for Tuesday night? I don't know.
Yeah, no, I could see that. I just hope that we at least have Kane on the bench.
Oh yeah, no, you
Um,
don't want to start Kane. You want to start who you starting instead of Kane? Scarlett. I
Nope,
thought you
nope,
said
not
you.
Scarlet. No, no,
No,
not Scarlet. I would probably put and he's talked about it, but either Bergvine if he's not injured. I thought no, he's not injured.
I don't think so.
Either Bergvine or Kulu, honestly, up
Okay,
front, and then because Sonny is wasted up front. I know he can do it, but he's just so much more dangerous on the
on the
wing.
left. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, he
and
is.
actually Kulu on the right. So let's say Kulu on the right, Sonny on the left, and then Bergvine
Bergie in the
through the
middle.
middle, and then maybe we
Okay.
can sub, and then maybe we could sub. Wow, we don't have someone on the left to sub in for Sonny anymore. We
No.
Hill is loaned out. Well, that's a shame. Yeah, I don't know then because
Sonny's gonna have to
I
play
don't.
a full 90 minutes. I don't want that to happen.
No, me neither. Me neither.
Mm.
Well,
Well, I'm sure
now
Conte
you've got
has
me
a
thinking.
plan. Conte
I
has a
hope
plan.
so. I hope so.
I hope so as well. Do you think? Well, surely it's a win, right? We're gonna take it home.
Yes, but like I said, I think we're probably going to have to call in the big guns at some point. I just don't think
Yeah,
our second string team just can't get it done. Once we take out more than like 3 or 4 starters, then our team is unable to win things, in my opinion. And
yeah,
so,
yeah, yeah. I agree. And then Everton, how are you feeling about that one? I mean, they've been looking
oh
very, very shaky this season, haven't they?
yeah, I'm not too
So
worried, but at the same time, that makes me worried. I'm worried it
yeah,
might be a Doctor Tottenham type
it's
situation.
the roller coaster coming back at
Right,
you. Yeah,
right. No,
we
but
can never be.
Romero should be able to take care of who's the Brazilian uh, lad that plays for them? Richarlison? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Richarlison. Yeah.
Romero should be able to take care
Yeah.
of him, maybe get in his
Mhm.
head a little bit.
What do we think
Um,
about Dele Alli? He's going to start. It's definitely right.
oh, yeah, and if he scores against us, I won't be surprised. Hopefully,
Oh
he's
man,
just classy and doesn't
classic.
celebrate.
It's going to be classic if he scores against us, isn't it?
It will be, but hopefully he just
Mhm.
doesn't celebrate. That would break my
Oh,
heart
he will
because
celebrate. He'll be celebrating.
I loved Dele at the beginning, as we all did,
Yeah, we
and
did.
it's really sad. But I mean, I've watched him play for Everton a couple,
Yeah,
at least once.
yeah,
And if that's anything to go by, then we have nothing to worry about from
yeah.
him.
No, he's not been
So
looking good, has he? Well, none of them have really.
yeah, no,
So,
who's their coach even at the moment? It's
um,
not Benitez still.
isn't it Frank Lamp? No,
Yes,
is it Frank
no,
Lampard? Isn't it?
yes, yes,
Yes, it's
yes,
Frank Lampard,
it is.
and that's the thing is that yeah, it's yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they're in. I think they're in some trouble this season. I think they're hovering on relegation zone. I think if they're not lucky, Burnley might do them in.
Yeah,
So
yeah, and I mean that's really like crazy to think. Remember when wow, why can't the guy that replaced Ferguson at United? What was his name? Moyes, maybe.
oh yeah, maybe.
Whenever he was in charge of Everton and had him looking really good. I mean, really good as a stretch, but he had him looking defensively sound.
Yeah, I've always been scared of Everton. Up
Yeah,
until
they were
this
always
season,
right
I've
there with
always
us. We were always kind of the
mm,
same caliber of team, and then
yeah, yeah.
now that is not the case.
Nope. But yeah, I think we definitely have to win. But I think we have to win every well, we have to win every single game from now on in, but we know that's not going to happen. So yeah, I think if we can get a couple of wins under our belt in the next couple of weeks, then it should give us a bit of breathing space. And hopefully the teams around us are going to start dropping points and we're going to get back into that race. But I'm not putting my hand and heart on it. I think I've that ship sailed for me.
I'm still I'm holding on to hope and
Mm.
maybe a delusion, but I think we'll just squeak fourth place.
Oof, that would be amazing. That would be
Yeah,
very, very cool if we could do that.
I think we will.
Um,
I think we will.
I mean, I'm hoping that we can take the FA Cup.
Oh well, that
Um,
would be awesome too. But I think as a team, I know trophies, and we need to win something.
yeah,
But I
but
think fourth place is
we
more
need
important
Europe as well, don't we? We
for
need
the
the money.
long.
We need the
Yeah,
money. So
absolutely. And Conte doesn't want to play. I mean, Conte doesn't want to play in these second
yeah,
string European
yeah.
competitions.
Yeah, and if we
So
want players to come play for us, we need Europe for that. So
yeah.
we need Champions League. Anyway, Colin, thank you for coming on. It's
Thank you
been
so much
great
for
to have
having me on.
you.
Yeah, it's been
Um,
a nice break from thinking about my stupid collarbone.
Oh. Well, I wish you all the best of luck with your collarbone. Let me know
Well,
how you
thank
get on.
you.
Let us know.
Yeah,
Let
yeah.
everybody. I'm sure everyone will want to know how you're getting on.
I'll keep
Um,
everyone posted. Don't even worry.
yeah, I'm sure you're okay, but I hope you're okay.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and
Um,
hopefully I'll have you back on the show again very soon.
we
Um,
need it. Yes, absolutely. Maybe sometime you can come on my show as well.
that would be cool. Thank you. I'd love that.
Yeah, yeah.
I would love that. Could you tell people where to find you on your show
I
with
would
that in
love
mind?
to. Yes, perfect timing. I have a channel here on YouTube called Talkin' Ball, sort of a play on cock and ball. And yeah, it's Talking Ball is the name of the channel. Every Monday, we have at 10 p.m. UK time, we have a show called Chatting Shit, where we just kind of
Seen
chat
it.
shit
It's a good
with
show.
your friends. Yeah, yeah, it's very informal, but that's kind
Yeah.
of why I love it. And then Thursday nights at the same time, we've got a show where it's my co-host Tiago's show. He runs
Mhm.
it, kind of puts it all together, and it's a lot more tactics based. Takes a look at the game from the past week and then a preview of the upcoming match. And it's what actually makes my channel a football channel. Really, he kind of brings it all back home. And then there's also a Spurs game show that we used to do. It was called Keeper West Ham. We've changed the name of the show to Spurned. It was supposed to come back this week, but due to unfortunate injury stuff, it's looking like that might
Boo.
might be pushed back. But keep your eyes peeled. Follow me on Twitter at
Mhm.
Talking Ball One. There down below me, you see there. And any news, I'll post it there. And then yeah, if you like if you subscribe to the YouTube channel, you'll get a notification if you hit the bell
Yeah.
30 minutes before we go live. And
Make
so
sure
yeah,
you
that's just
subscribe,
there.
guys. Definitely.
Please do. And
It's a very
subscribe to
fun
this wonderful channel if you haven't already.
y
Um, no
yes,
reason
thank
not
you.
to.
Thank
Yeah,
you. Thanks for that
absolutely.
heads up. Like and subscribe, guys. Yeah, we really appreciate everyone's, efforts to check out the show, and we just love all the comments and everything that come through. So thank you for that. Colin, I just want to ask you: is it your mum that's into football? Did
It
you do you
is.
do a show
Yeah.
with your mum as well, or did you
I
used to do a show with your
I
mum?
di- we did. We used to. She
Yeah.
used to be my co-host. And just due to like some schedule conflict and stuff, she hasn't been on as much anymore. But
Oh,
she's still a regular guest.
I'll have to get her on
And
the in the courtroom one day. Give her
you
ratings for players.
should. She's probably a lot more ruthless than me. She's probably not going to be as nice with some of the ratings. She's pretty tough on the team at
I'll get
times.
you
But
both in. I'll get you
oh
both in
man,
on a show. That would be fun.
that would be fun. Yeah, she knows her stuff though. She's a huge Spurs fan, maybe bigger than me. So
Amazing.
yeah, yeah,
That's
she's the
very,
best.
very cool. I'll get you both on next time.
Let's do it. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna hold you to
I'll
that.
be the adjudicator. I'll be the actual judge, and
There
you
you
guys can go
go.
at it. We'll do that.
Nice. Perfect. Perfect.
Cool. Guys, from my end, catch me on Twitter at Spursy141. Again, thank you so much for watching. Again, Colin, thank you so much for coming on. I hope you feel better, and I hope your collarbone is, much, much better, and you get some good news tomorrow. So we'll all be
Thank
thinking
you.
of
Thank
you.
you.
But yeah, everybody have a good evening. Stay safe. I will see you next week. And come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come